Hi, darling. Have you noticed how we live in a society? Have you noticed that we live in a culture that tries so hard to push us down into these little digestible boxes all the time? I, for one, think it's really, really strange. Like, if you've been as chronically online as I have in the last few years, you've probably noticed how, especially on like TikTok, everything is a core. At least it was a few years ago. Now it's more like clean girl aesthetic, messy girl aesthetic. They all have aesthetic in them. But back when it was core, you know, it was angel core, clown core, cottage core, right? And even the movement that started to be like, well, maybe I don't want to be a super polished aesthetic, got turned into a core, and it's its own proper thing now. Like goblin core used to just be messy, but now it's like a thing, so that's interesting. But I'm sorry if there's background noise in this video, by the way. The cars are non-stop tonight. City life. Our culture tries to push us into these tiny little digestible boxes, and it's so strange because the human experience isn't that simple at all. You know, it's all about, oh, how can I achieve this aesthetic? And it's like, just be yourself. Like, there's nothing wrong with aesthetics. I'm wearing a vaporwave shirt right now. You know, aesthetics are fun. But it's just when it comes to the point of you need to have a specific category to be considered presentable, right? It's strange. It's very strange. And this goes beyond aesthetic things into behaviors and personalities and everything. Like how you can't be pretty and hot. No. It's perceived by a lot of people that you can't be pretty and smart at the same time, and that's ridiculous, because I mean... But no, the way that we're pushed into these specific categories to be seen as digestible is particularly rough on women and femmes, as with a lot of things in culture. You know, it's pretty normal. But I wanted to touch on a psychological concept briefly that I think dives into this pretty well. And, you know, it is by Sigmund Freud, who is an interesting man. Very, very interesting. And you may have heard it by a different name, but for now we're gonna call it the Madonna Mistress Complex out of respect for sex workers. But basically it's the concept that people who are attracted to women and femmes typically see them as either for emotional intimacy or physical intimacy, and those things can't cross. And it's a very interesting concept that I think we see played out a lot today still, honestly. And in other categories, like where if you're looking into YouTube strategy or anything, they always tell you niche down to be as specific as you possibly can. But like, fuck that. What if you're interested in multiple things? Like, just be yourself. We're in an era of authenticity anyway, so why? And it's because keeping us digestible keeps us away from our power. But the thing is, if you have a diamond, it's more sparkly the more facets are in it, right? And we, I think, are the same way as people, because there's no way that you're gonna fit an entire human life into one small little box that can be digestible, because the human experience isn't digestible. It's an entire experience. You can't compress that into one little thing. And I think we try to be digestible for others, and it betrays our authenticity in the process, therefore dimming our power. And that is orchestrated, at least partially. But qualities that are considered opposite can exist in a person at the same time. Like, of course you can be smart and pretty. You can be playful and serious at times. You can have this innocence about you and also be incredibly mature when it comes down to it. Like, we can't just be shoved into these teeny tiny little molds, because that denies your personhood. I honestly find a lot of freedom in considering myself things that are contradictory in a lot of people's eyes. Like, I like to think of myself as a sage with whimsy, you know? That doesn't cancel each other out. Like, we are human beings, and the human experience is so vast that it doesn't even make sense to try to push it down into one descriptor unless you are specifically trying to suppress awareness of the experience itself. Just saying. Like Aphrodite, she's typically known as the love goddess, you know, the romance goddess, but she's also a goddess of war. Right? Her duality makes her incredibly powerful, because balance and duality is the nature of things. It's very natural. Aphrodite, being a goddess of love and war, that duality is part of what makes her extra powerful, right? Because if you just know her as, oh, the love goddess, then you can get hit with her hidden side of, she will fuck you up. She will fuck you up. She's considered the female counterpart of Aries. Like, it's serious. And this concept is something that I wanted to make sure to explore on this channel as well, because I wanted to be clear that I can give you esoteric wisdom and whimsy at the same time. Like, diving into these concepts doesn't have to be so serious all the time, but sometimes it is. And that's the thing, it's a whole range of experience that can't just be put into one single sentence, one single label. It doesn't make sense. I guess my point is that we should all care less about the little boxes and labels thrown on us. Like, just have fun. Life's meant to be fun. We're getting back into an era where authenticity is being rewarded, right? So it's beneficial for you to be yourself, and I encourage you to step out of any boxes that you've tried to confine yourself to. Step back into your power. Step back into just being authentic and having fun, right? Thank you so much for the support on the first video. Like, I can't wait to grow this little community with you guys. I'm so excited. If this video supported you and you want to support me back directly, I have a link down below. I love you so much. Bye. So you could actually benefit from hello? Anyway, what was I gonna say? Shit. That moth distracted me so bad. I specifically turned the camera back on to say something, and now it's gone. It's gone. Damn. Oh, yes. Life is meant to be fun, and I will reference outdated memes. Outdated. If they are still funny, because it's fun, and I don't care. Okay? Just stop caring so much. That's all. I'm recording at night, and my glasses make me look like a little raccoon in this lighting.